Hi, this is Ricky. I want to know if you're aware of the absolute hypocrisy of the Canadian government when it comes to human rights abuse, when it comes to the corruption that exists basically at all levels of government. But what I've seen, what I'm used to, is more at the local level because that's who I deal with most of the time, level of government. Um, this is the kind of things you don't see on your local media, and it's not talked about. Okay, the abuse of the rights of vulnerable people. You have to be like me, who have been at the very bottom, who have seen firsthand what this corruption is like, okay, so that I'm now able to talk about it. It's, for me, as a targeted individual, okay, I am being followed 24/7 by the police and by CSIS. Wherever I'm living, wherever I'm staying, they're always parked, usually across the street, and they have their own particular signal, which is to turn on the headlights of their vehicles that they're in, that they're using to carry out surveillance on me. Because I'm targeted, a lot of times is that they will work with the people in the building to carry out actions against me in the hope of causing a confrontation or trying to set me up. They are always outside monitoring and orchestrating everything. Okay, this has been going on for years and years and years and years and years. And it sees no reason to stop. Why? Because the international community has been silent about Canada's abuse of my rights. The IACHR, I contacted the Office of the Secretariat, no response, where they're supposed to take prompt actions to protect my human rights, which was the situation I was facing in the courts when I decided, look, I'm going to handle things on my own. There's only one way to handle these son of a bitches, and that is to prosecute them in the ICC, because taking them before the Canadian court, which is probably what they're going to say, but I have an argument for that, is not going to get anywhere. I'm targeted by the government, I'm blacklisted, so it's not going to get anywhere in the Canadian court. Second of all, they are in positions of power where their money affords them some level of protection, and of course they act like a clique, right? So they're tight, they protect each other, and that's how they operate, right? They have one mind in regards to their agenda. If their agenda is to destroy you, if their agenda is to take you down, if their agenda is to block you, if their agenda is to cover up what they're doing, then they all have one mind in that regard. Okay? They protect each other and they protect what they're doing, and they cover up for each other. You know, as a person of conscience, coming in and exposing what they're doing, they will try to destroy you, as they've done with me. They are also very, very racist. You need to understand that these government officials are racist. The persona that they present to the public is not who they are. Okay, it's well hidden. They put a face to the public. Oh, we're for unity. Oh, we're for tolerance. Oh, we're for anti-racism. Oh, we're for anti-discrimination. Behind the scene, it's nothing like that. Trust me, as a black woman, I've come up against it. Their attitude is that this black woman is coming up against us. It's all about white privilege. I've done a video on that. It's all about white power, or their perceived power. It's all about keeping that privilege and that perceived power. Well, they do have a little bit of power because they have the money back in it, right? And what they've done, especially at the municipal level, they cement these jobs. we had a former mayor called Rob Ford. Everybody knows him, right? He says the corrupt ones can stay in city council. They're extremely corrupt. They cement these jobs, and they feel that they're not going to ever be fired. They're not going anywhere, and so they're not that concerned with their corruption, okay, until it gets exposed, and then they start scramble for safety, right? Because the light of the media that I'm doing exposes them. So what I'm looking forward to is prosecuting those judges like Jamie Trimble, Michael Doy, Laura B. Stewart, all of them in the ICC, and also the court clerks, because there are many of them that personally interfered with my legal matters before the court. Okay, they are also being prosecuted. It's not easy prosecuting these people before the ICC, but the ICC has to accept them, the case. Okay, that's a hurdle. Why it's a concern? Because all of the cases that has been before the ICC against Canada as a state violating the Rome Statute, because you can't prosecute the state, you have to prosecute the people. But it protects the people that you're prosecuting. The state protects the people that you're prosecuting. It's government employees, actors, and agents. It protects them. So it's very difficult. And what Canada has done is to secure its position with the ICC, secure its position with the IACHR, secure its position with the United Nations. Why? How? By putting people in positions within those international human rights organizations. So there's a conflict of interest there, because you have judges in the ICC from Canada. You have other people in positions of power at the UN from Canada. So I said it before and I'm saying it again. Canada is like that murderer that kills the victim, shows up at the funeral and mingle with the crowd, and is hidden in plain sight. So what it's done as far as human rights abuse, it's all done in plain sight. But because of its position that it's secured, no one is holding it accountable. I am even prosecuting people from the Amnesty International. What's her name? I will show you the list. Okay, it's really, really professional of me not to have their names in front of me to give to you guys. But there is someone who is, I think her name is Conway. Nicole Conway or something like that. I'm not so sure of her name, but I will present it, the list that I'm prosecuting regarding these human rights agencies, because they're complicit in the torture that I went through by the Canadian government. Okay, the Amnesty International has never ever offered to help me. I contacted their urgent action, which is supposed to, again, like the IACHR, take prompt actions, or send out letters on my behalf. They let me tell you the ones that did not help me. Amnesty International in Canada, Amnesty International Canada did not help. Civil Liberties, Canadian Civil Liberties didn't help. Even the Office of the High Commissioner of the United Nations did not help me. The Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, did not help me. I wish I could have just gone to the court directly, but I can't because I had to go through the commission. Okay, all of those persons, the individuals in those organizations that I contacted directly, says, help me, my rights are being abused, I am suffering torture, crimes against humanity. And those ones who did not take any actions to assist me are all complicit in the torture that I went through, and are also being prosecuted. Sorry, I'm in a public space, so you may hear noises and see things that you're not supposed to. Okay, so they're also going to be prosecuted They're just as guilty as the people who did the act directly. Okay, so they are going to be prosecuted, and they can just, have their smirk on their faces like, this black woman, why should we be concerned about her? You should be concerned about me a lot. Because you can already see that I'm going in a different direction that you didn't even anticipate it that I would go in, right? You thought you were dealing with a stupid person and someone who don't know how to navigate their way into these situations legally. And so, yeah, that's what's happening now. So those persons, people I'm prosecuting the executive secretary of the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights because she's in charge of the office of the secretariat. She was supposed to take prompt actions to protect my safety from these corrupt judges that were abusing my rights in the courts. She did not do that. The woman that was supposed to do the letter writing with Amnesty International urgent action, she did not do anything. She's prosecuted also. All of these people, I want to expose what Canada has been doing, that's been openly violating the treaties that it has signed, the human rights treaties, not just in individual cases like mine, but generally. I know this one person who's he used to have a blog like I did, and he's always reminding me, Nadir Seguenta. I haven't spoken to him in years and years and years, but previously when we used to hang out as human rights activists and advocates and things, he was always reminding me, Valerie, you're not the only one that they're acting corrupt against. Like, they block everyone that try to go against what they're doing in Canada as far as human rights abuse. If you file a petition with the regional body like IACHR, the Canadian government will block it. If you go to the International Criminal Court, they're going to block it. If you go before the UN Office of the High Commissioner, it's going to block it. Okay? Everyone gets blocked. And this is my main mission, to expose this human rights abuse, because there are lives that's being destroyed. I should have been dead right now had it not been for the mercy of God, okay? Because the torture that I've been through, and they still want to put me through. Like, for me to look out my window at 3 a.m. in the morning and see this car parked right directly across from where I am, with the headlights on, and this is done every single night, or for some reason they know when I'm there, and so they will keep it light for 20 minutes or so and just watch me, just to let me know we are watching you, and we have our eyes on you. And it's supposed to be it's a psychological tactic that they use, a psychological warfare, the war of attrition, to wear you out. And so they've been doing this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. And they never get tired of using that tactic, because for them it works, okay? Or at least they think it works. But obviously after a while you get used to it. I'm like, why are you even sitting outside my window watching me, what I'm doing? You're wasting your time, okay? So I'm still here. I have a lot to report. I am going to be reporting on what's happening at the regional level, because that's where I see most of the corruption happening, where these people who are in positions of power, they will abuse the vulnerable homeless people, because I know what that situation is like, okay? And these people are not even human beings. They're commodities. I can't tell you how many times I've had them say to me, oh my goodness, you're so intelligent. Oh, you're so, you can express yourself so much. Because they don't expect anyone to counteract what they're doing. It's like, we have this vast amount of money in front of us, by these lucrative contracts that they have with the municipality. We have the people who are running this corporation, because that's what the municipalities are, corporations. Okay, they're not crown corporation, but they're corporation. They're money-making machines, okay? And the people in the municipalities are commodities, okay? The people who are running it feel that their jobs are so secure and they can't be fired, and they do all kinds of things, okay? They authorize all kinds of things, like the people who authorize these unlawful searches and violate the homeless people's privacy under Section 8, under the Privacy Act, under Section 8 of the Charter, under Section 7 of the Charter, because these people, their opinion don't matter. We can do whatever we want. They give these people the choice. You either let us carry out these unlawful searches of your belongings, or you can sleep outside. Your charter right is not up for bargain, okay? It's not exchangeable, okay? These people have no right to be doing that. And I cannot tell you how often this happens and how this is being authorized at the local level of government. And I'm going to be posting some names of the people who are doing that. Where do they get this authority to do that? They don't have it. They don't have that authority to say, well, I am telling you, X, Y, and Z shelter, that you can unlawfully search for these people belonging. What should be happening to them is that they go before a judge and explain where they got the authority from to hand it over to these organizations and says, yes, you can carry out these unlawful searches of these vulnerable people, and they can't do anything. And if they refuse and if they object, just put them out in the cold. Can you imagine what kind of abuse that is, and how that violates Canada's treaty, especially with the International Convention against Social, Economic, and Cultural Rights, other treaties against discrimination. All of these treaties Canada has violated, and it's mainly the people at the bottom tier, that's carrying out this abuse, as I experienced with the region of Peel, where the region itself, Peel region itself, fought so hard in the courts to try to make me homeless, and made me homeless and caused me harm. And if you think that's the end of it, Jennifer Bruce is the lawyer for Peel region, you are wrong. So, I mean, you can have your say with the damn motions. I already know it's been before the corrupt judge. I wasn't going to waste my time when the judge made it clear that, okay, he was going to remain corrupt throughout this legal proceeding as the case conference judge. And I'm talking about Michael Doy. I'm talking about Jamie Trimble. I'm talking about all of these judges in the Brampton court who are corrupt, okay? And they were not going to change your opinion. The only thing that can change your opinion is to shame them publicly, okay? To prosecute them, let the public know that I'm prosecuting them, inform the public as this proceeding goes against them. So yeah, that's your court. This is my court, the court of public opinion, because whenever I report anything, I report it truthfully. So I've been doing this since 2008 with my blog, and now it's 2025, end of 2025. I've been doing this a long time. The public has known me for so many years and know that I report the truth, okay? You're lucky that my blog is no longer up and running, or else your face would be plattered all over the place, and they will know even more, because I used to love writing my detailed articles about you. Now I can just do videos against you. I'm going to put my blog back up, okay? Because this kind of expose needs to be done, okay, against the corruption that's going on. They're not only acting corrupt in the court, they're destroying people's lives. They're going after certain people like myself and carrying out torture against them, torture against me, human rights abuse against me, racism, all of these things. They're putting me through these things. They've put me through these things. And now you think, Jennifer Bruce, because you've had your way at the motion hearing, that you've won. Okay, I hope you watch this video. You haven't won. Okay, this has not finished. I'm still waiting for my appeals that I've filed in divisional court to go before the panel. So yeah, I'm waiting for the hearing date for that. Okay, it was perfected in July. We're now in end of November, and I'm asking the court why it's taking so long for me to get a hearing date for my appeal. In the meantime, the claims against your clients is going ahead in the court. Okay, so I know I'm seeking compensation. As I said in my previous video, I don't want to go back into the Carter Road shelter. It's totally harmful for my health. None of the judges wanted to, consider even having you place me anywhere else in your shelter system. I'm done with your fucking shelter system, basically. Okay, I want money. I want compensation, and I want a lot of it. Damages for the harm that you've caused me, for bringing me so close to physical death so many times during this legal proceeding, okay? By aggravating my medical condition and stuff like that, and getting a kick out of doing that, the evil, corrupt judges. So I'm getting a kick out of publicly exposing your actions, dragging you before the public via this media outlets, YouTube, social media, whatever. And every time I go into court, it's like, you cannot disseminate anything on social media. Like, have you read Article 1 of the Charter? I have a right to do that. I have a right to my opinion, my expression. There's no limit on my expression. Okay, there's no limit. Okay? So, this is Val Guillaume, and I guess my work continues. I guess my work continues exposing corruption and Canada's human rights abuse and all of these things. So please look for my video. I don't want to get other people in my video because I am in a public space. Okay, I'm in a public space, so I'm gonna hurry up with this video. But look for me making another video exposing what Canada has been doing as far as taking advantage of homeless, vulnerable people. God put me in the situation where I was in the shelter, had first-hand knowledge. I'm a first-hand knowledge of what's happening, the corruption, the abuse, everything. And even though Google censor my videos, I will still keep putting those videos. I'll still put in those names who are responsible for what's happening. And that's where it stands. So this is Valerie Guillaume reporting for Canada Human Rights Abuse. And the work continues.